Hey, Chandler Bolt here, and in this video I want to talk to you about a concept called managing up. What does it mean and how do you do it? Now, when I first heard of this concept called managing up, I heard about it from a friend who worked in a huge company, and I was thinking, managing up, what is that? This sounds like some sort of big company, corporate lingo, something that, yeah, that works at your big company, but what does that even mean? I don't think that applies, and I don't think that would fit for my small company. How would we even use that? But as we've continued to grow, so we're about 28 full-time employees at the time of recording this video, as we've continued to grow, I've started to see this happen. And as your managers and leaders start to take on more and more direct reports, this concept is so important. Now, it's important for your manager so that they can be great managers and great leaders, but it's also important for you as an individual performer. So no matter where you're at in this spectrum, this is one of the fastest ways to get promoted. If you're able to manage up and help your manager, who often has 3 to 10 direct reports, and if they have more than 7, then that means that there's a stress on their time that's probably temporary, but they need your help in managing up to help ease that load. Now, managing up, what does it mean? Now, managing up means doing whatever you can to make your boss's job easier by essentially managing your manager. It's a combination of communicating your priority and seeking feedback. So basically, it means easing the managerial burden on your manager by helping them out. So just like they'll clear the path for you, you're helping clear the path for them so that they can be more productive. And they, just remember, again, they've got 3 to 10 people probably that they're leading and managing. You're one person and you may or may not have direct reports. So what you should be doing is take the time that you would be leading someone else and lead and manage yourself and your manager upstream. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to ease the burden on them, and it's also going to help you prepare for the future day when you might lead a team, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to walk you through 5 ways that you can manage up and make your manager's life easier. Number 1 is be coachable. So show up to every one-on-one and show up to every meeting, always asking, how can I improve? How can I get better? And then take that feedback and implement that feedback. I'll tell you, as a leader and as a manager, there's nothing more frustrating than pouring your heart and soul into someone who's not coachable. They're not looking to improve. They're not implementing the feedback that you give them. And if I've got 7 to 10 direct reports and I've got one person who's super coachable, I'm going to always find time for that person because I know that that time is well used. It's like I'm like an investor, right? I'm investing time in all of my direct reports. And when they show up coachable, I'm going to say, oh man, this person's implementing this feedback. How can I spend more time with this person? How can I pour into this person? Because I know that they're going to use it. So number 1, be coachable. Number 2, show extreme ownership and full accountability on everything that you come in contact with, and especially every project, goal, number, KPI that you own. So extreme ownership and extreme accountability means going above and beyond, being proactive. And so your manager doesn't have to follow up and say, hey, are you looking at this? Did you do this? Are you controlling the controllables? Is this a lead indicator? Oftentimes your manager will say, hey, here's the result that we're trying to drive. The more that you can take that result and then go upstream and find the controllables and then control the controllables, be super proactive and push that forward, the less that they have to follow up and the less that they have to manage you. So now all of a sudden, if they're giving you the end result and you're someone who can, we can just say, hey, here's a goal, here's the end result, go. That's way more fun for you. You have way more autonomy in that process. And also it's a huge ease of a burden on your manager because they're not having to connect the dots for you. You say, oh, here's the end result. Here's the controllable. Here's a green day, red day. Here's what that looks like. And then you're ringing the bell day in, day out. So show extreme ownership and full accountability on any project, any goal, any number. And this just makes a huge difference so that your manager doesn't have to worry and doesn't have to follow up. Because I'll tell you, the peace of mind that comes from having someone on your team who I know if I give this to so-and-so, it's going to get done. All the I's are going to be dotted, T's are crossed. It's going to be done well. It's going to be done to best of the standard. I don't even have to follow up. They're going to hit the deadline. They're going to have honesty and integrity with their commitments. Like all those things, it's just such a huge relief. And I'm going to give that person more responsibility. I'm going to promote that person. And that is the true definition of managing up. Number 3, be proactive. Okay, don't be reactive. So don't wait for your manager to say, hey, this can be done better, or what did you think about here, or have you done this yet, or can you follow up with this person, or what have you thought about this? Be proactive. go out of your way to be proactive both in moving things forward, but also in your communication. It's really great to kind of over communicate and always be saying, hey, here's what I'm working on, here's what I'm moving forward. And, maybe you've heard the saying, skate where the puck is gonna be, not where it is right now. So that's what you need to be thinking about is where's the puck gonna be? How can I be there? How can I be proactive? And how can I clear the path for my manager in the pursuit of our goals, right? Because these are our team goals. And your manager, it's not you versus them or anything like that. It's like you guys are working together to achieve these goals. And they care about you succeeding, they care about the team succeeding. So how can you go where the puck's gonna be? How can you be proactive and how can you clear their path so that they can show up better for you and for everyone else on the team? Number 4, be a low maintenance superstar. Now this is something I heard from Dabo Swinney recently, head coach of the Clemson football team. And he talked about Trevor Lawrence, so their quarterback, and how when he was recruiting them, when they're going through the recruiting process, these recruits, you're calling them like every day. And this, obviously Trevor Lawrence was a huge recruit for Clemson. So he's calling them all the time. And this is what they have to do because you want to make sure that someone is committed. And then once they're committed, which he already was, you want to make sure that they actually follow through with that commitment. And this just always stuck out to me as he said, he was doing the check-in calls, and eventually Trevor Lawrence, he was just like, Coach, you don't have to keep calling me. I'm in. Like, I'll see you in the spring. I'm going to be there, but you don't have to keep calling me. I know that you're a busy guy. Like, I'm in. I'm all in. I'll see you in the spring. And that just always resonated with me. And he talks about this concept of low maintenance superstars. He said, Trevor Lawrence, he's a low maintenance superstar. So there's high maintenance superstars. There's medium maintenance superstars. There's low maintenance superstars. And I think he even called him a no maintenance superstar. It's like this guy, he just shows up to work. He does his thing. You don't have to babysit him. This is not very needy. It's not someone who's always kind of SOS sending out like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, like, can you help me with this thing? It's no maintenance or low maintenance superstar. So I want you to think about that. On your team, are you a high maintenance superstar? Are you a middle maintenance superstar? Or are you low maintenance or no maintenance? And how can you bring the maintenance down? Because when you do that, this isn't just about, burying feelings or not being stressed or not embracing those things. Because of course, we want you to have those conversations with your manager and with your leader. That's super, super important. But how can you free them up? Because then they're going to be able to better serve you and they're going to be able to help, go out ahead, clear your path, coach you up, help you achieve your goals, align this thing with where you're going, and not just be reactive for all the maintenance that needs to happen for you to be able to perform at the level that you need to perform at. Number 5, align your goals with your manager's goals. So what I want you to think about is, what are the team goals? What's your team's goals that your manager is leading that team? What's that team's goals? What's the company's goals? And how do you have full alignment with all that and with what you're working on? So again, looking at how do we clear the path for the teammates around you, but also for your manager to help the team achieve their goals and to help clear the path for your manager. So how can you align your goals with your manager's goals? Now there you have it. That's what it means, this whole concept of managing up. Maybe you've heard me reference this before. Maybe you, like me, said, hey, this is just kind of big company lingo. What does that even mean? So now you know what it means, and now you know how to do it with some practical steps of how you can be a low maintenance or no maintenance superstar. So comment below, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? So what's maybe one way that you've practiced this of managing up with your manager? Or if you're a manager, what's one way that you've seen someone on your team do this before that you really appreciate? Comment below. It might make sense to tag them as well in this video. So scroll below this, comment. I'd love to hear that. I'm going to be reading and responding to every comment. So look forward to seeing you in the comments there. As always, click the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.